I have so much fun with reconnaissance. I literally make it a game. There was a long time where my wife loves being social. And I can honestly take it or leave it, but because my wife likes it, I want her to enjoy. And for the longest time, I just thought of it as such a burden. And then I was like, forget it. And I just started doing this with restaurants. I will look up the menu and decide hours before or days before, what am I going to order there? But if I make the decision beforehand, I'm going to get the chicken breast or the salmon and a salad, then I show up. I don't even have to look at the menu.
What I love about this type of thing is some people will look at this and they'll say, okay, this is a little neurotic and I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Don't worry, you don't have to. What's cool about this is the more that you do this, the less that you have to plan ahead. It might take a few months to a couple years to really get this down, right? But I bet I can probably confidently say for you, it's probably easier to eat out at restaurants now than it was when you first started that journey because you've started to teach yourself how to do this, but you did it through concerted effort and thought. That's why this is an amazing thing. People will look at this and they'll say, oh man, this is really difficult. I can't view myself doing this for the rest of my life. You don't have to because it's going to get a lot easier. So, what you pointed out here can also cause a little bit of stress in some people, and I want to acknowledge that too. A lot of people will get concerned that if they start to eat in a different manner, that they're going to get flack from the people that are in their lives, and it happens. This is a very real thing. I want people to really understand that this is expected, particularly of people that are kind of in your circle, but not necessarily in your inner circle. Getting to the ability to say no to people is very important, but there are people in our lives that we do have utmost respect for. We want them to accept us. We don't want to have some of these issues. And this is something that I've seen a lot with some of my female clients, but sometimes a significant other or a really good friend can almost become a little bit belligerent when you start changing the way that you eat and start thinking about these types of things. And there are ways that you can get around this because I know that this is a very difficult thing and raises a lot of stress in people too. The best thing that you can possibly do, particularly if they are a very close person to you, is set them aside if this is something that you find is really challenging you. Explain what you're trying to do. Emphasize that this is not about them. Particularly significant others will be like, are you expecting me to change? And they might get a little bit defensive about that. Guys tend to get a little bit more defensive than women do in these situations. Explain what you're trying to do. I want my health to be better. I used to go out to restaurants and my kids would watch me sweat because I was so stressed. I don't want to be that guy anymore. I want to be able to set myself up for success. So explain what you're trying to do. Explain that this has nothing to do with them in whatever nice way that you can possibly do it. Say that this is for you. Then the next best thing that you can possibly do, and I love this because it works extremely well. Tell people that are in your inner circle that you really care about that you need the support. Can you help me? Can you be part of this journey with me? I don't expect you to change, but I need your help. All of a sudden, you've turned this around. It is no longer expecting them to change. You are conscripting people into being your advocates, and people are very open and accepting of that. When they realize that you need their help, and when you ask them for their help, all of a sudden you've turned them from a potential combatant in this situation to someone that is on your side. Then you don't have to say no to them as much. Now, if it's somebody that you don't know that well, screw it. Say no to them. It doesn't matter anyways. You don't respect them. That's that Deborah from the cul-de-sac who's a
Yeah,
bitch anyways,
fuck
because she can eat
her.
whatever she
Yeah.
wants. So you don't worry about that. But there is a very real concern with people that you are close to that this can be problematic with. And so I think that telling them, hey, I need you to be on my side. Can you help me with this? And giving them the option that almost always brings people to your side. If there's somebody that cares about you, they're going to do that anyways. But I think that fear of lifestyle criticism is very real and very valid. And so when we start to look at it as, okay, I can have these people not only not work against me, but really help me out here. When you realize that, it can become a very powerful thing. Now, yes, you're still going to have to learn to say no over time, but this makes it a lot easier when those people that are closest to you are no longer adversarial.